Oh, Saudi Arabia one.
Yeah.
Yes, that looks mesmerizing.
So the design of that is based on it being, or I don't know if it's all electric cars or like there's a certain grid of cars so that there'd be never have any traffic jams. So it's considered the way travel would.
That seems
the future of travel involved within that city, because how would a vertical city work? Because normally cities are circular, they radiate out naturally, whereas this is a linear city.
Basically 2 roads.
It's going to be like miles wide, so actually you're not going to feel the length of it.
So there's 2 directions, and then I'm confused actually. Are they only ever going straight and backwards?
I'm not sure, but I know that it'll take you 45 minutes to get from one side to the other. It's something like that through their transport, their future transport.
And there'll be many levels to it. So we're talking about something very tall as well, like.
But it's going to be like quite wide as well, so you wouldn't ever feel it being very like vertically tall. But it's like an interesting take on how they're trying to reconsider the way cities are planned through creating something that's very
because cities naturally, even if you look at Paris, London even, the master plans are often a bit circular and around the water, not just for trade and things back in the day, but even for needs and basic necessities. My favorite master plan of all time is the Round City of Baghdad by Louis Wright, which never came to be because the monarchy changed at the time, but it was based on the old Abbasid era Round City of Baghdad. Okay. I'll show you a picture of it off air. But that's just an absolute tangent of my favorite master plan. But what I mean is that master plans are often around necessities and focal points.
Yeah.
Whereas with this round city, in fact, it's pushed out towards the outskirts of Saudi Arabia as well. Yeah. So we're not talking about near Riyadh or.
It's like a destination. Like Dubai was created off just there was oil there, so they.
This might be more impressive than Dubai. Dubai is an architect's playground, really.
Yeah. So my initial impression of Dubai before I'd never been was like, oh, I don't want to go there. There's not really. The buildings have no cultural significance. There's no history there. It's like
fairish point.
Which was my impression before I went. A place isn't relevant until
there are people in it.
No, things have moved on.
Okay.
As in, like in Paris, at the time, this was the place. It was just like those were the buildings of the time. And now, when you are in Paris, it's representative of that time.
Oh, okay. So you Dubai, have to go past the era to understand how brilliant it is.
So now, when you go to Dubai, now it's very current and it's like it's part of life in this modern world that we live in, and the innovation of tech and the way things are constructed, steel, glass, everything's very modern construction. So now, 100 years from now, imagine what it's going to evolve into. But then you'd see Dubai as it currently stands, I don't know how to explain this very well, but do you see what I mean?
I kind of do. Would you say that, are you trying to say that in 100 years, the culture of Dubai will be what we have today?
Yes. It's like that would be representative of today's culture.
I mean, culture is also kind of subjective. You walk through Europe and you see all these Baroque buildings.
And culture doesn't necessarily mean like religious culture. It means culture of the time, like pop culture, what's relevant. Like it's anything that's current.
That's moving the times.
Yeah. For example, Louis Vuitton, it influences culture, like of a place. It's something like a brand. It does influence culture and the way people live, lifestyles. And things like Dubai, it's like there's a lifestyle there and it's reflective of the people who inhabit
Yeah, I think it's a very easy stick to beat Dubai with, to turn around and say there's no culture here and it's a man-made city, which is all fair points, but it doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't make it any less of a place.
No, yeah.
It's still a beautiful experience. One of the safest places on the planet.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have an abundance of luxury.
But would you also say that that's because the maintenance of these buildings, the cleanliness, the aesthetic, it's so beautifully done that when something is beautiful, you want to preserve that, and then you do need to have like a maintenance plan involved to make sure that people are also upholding.
Money always matters.
But like that creates the culture of a place, because actually it's, how do I describe this? It's like we spoke about the environment you're in. It changes your attitudes, it changes your behaviors. Like if you're in a more beautiful space, you want to keep it that way, and you feel maybe, I don't know, like with luxury design, it's like it remains luxury because you want to keep it that way. Whereas if something's already run down and it's not being taken care of, it's a bit like when someone doesn't take care of their appearance, for example. You're then like, I'll leave it. I won't get ready. No one's looking. I'll just like wear whatever I want. I don't care so much.
So everything needs time.
Like the attitude, the attitude. And I feel like with architecture as well, you can influence people's behaviors, people's attitudes, and it's the way that you design. Like
if you gave them something to take care of instead of a generic housing block, maybe they would take care of it more.
But they feel that, this is reflection of me.
It's like when you have my mum's like this, the lawn outside the house, keeping it clean and making sure it doesn't go too high. Not for anyone else, but just for yourself, because you don't want to look like you live in some jungle or something.
Yeah.
So I get your point completely.
But yeah, it influences your behaviour. If you have something nice, you want to keep it nice. So then you do nice things.
No, 100% true. Money matters, and Dubai has that in abundance. So of course they can maintain it more, but they've also helped bring more financially to the city by creating this absolutely amazing place, which is inclusive of all cultures. I mean, Dubai is probably one of the least Arab places in the Middle East. When you actually go to Dubai, you don't see as many Arabs as you think. It's not like Abu Dhabi, it's not like Doha, it's not like Baghdad. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's a welcoming, luxurious place where you have a great standard of living, where people, I know there are some cultural issues depending on what side of the fence you're on. But aside from that, I like it. I'm like you, when I went there, I was mesmerized.
But do you think that's because of the architecture?
The architecture is mesmerizing, yes. See, here's the thing.
But as in like that, because it's attracting people from all over and inclusivity, do you think that they thought about that in their master plan, that how do we make this into an inclusive city? Because I know that when you are master planning, it is something you need to consider. So I haven't researched back into how Dubai was created. But do you think that was an intention?
I think in truth,